Today, I will talk about the names of Adam and Eve's children, of which the biblical text only mentions 3 by name: Cain, Abel, and Seth, starting with Cain, who killed his brother Abel because he was jealous that God accepted Abel and his sacrifice but didn't accept Cain nor his unrighteous sacrifice to God. His name, in Hebrew, is Cain, literally means a striking lance. However, Cain's name is related to words meaning to possess something, and the reason Eve gives for naming him is in Genesis 4:1, where it says, "She conceived and bare Cain, and she said, I have Cana, acquired a man." So when Hebrew words rhyme, especially when involving a name, like in Genesis 4:1 with Cain's Hebrew name and the Hebrew word for acquired being Cana, it tells us more about the relationship between a person's or thing's name and their function in the biblical stories. Therefore, due to the reason Eve gives for naming him Cain, and that his name is related to words meaning to possess something, makes his name mean possessor, which brings more to the story. For Cain killed his brother Abel because he didn't possess God's acceptance like Abel did. Cain also ends up possessing a family and building a city named after his son, unlike Abel, who ended up with nothing. And Abel's Hebrew name, Hevel, means emptiness. Also, in Genesis 4 verse 10, God tells Cain, "The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." Due to the meaning of Abel's name, this verse could imply that all of Abel's blood was on the ground, making his body empty of blood, and not just that some of his blood was on the ground. And lastly, Seth in Hebrew is sheth, meaning put, as in substitute. So Eve named him Seth because she said in Genesis 4 verse 25, "God has appointed me another offspring in place of Abel since Cain killed him." The Hebrew word for appointed in this verse is shet, which means to place. However, Genesis 4 verse 25 uses it in the sense of somebody taking another's place, like Seth being a substitute for Adam and Eve's son, Abel. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will put links in the description.